This your boy Steven Rowin. I'm here chopping it up with the Guillotine. About to do this interview. And make sure y'all stop by and check out my channel, Rowin09, and subscribe to the Guillotine Channel. You already know, be on the lookout for the new uploads coming up soon from both channels. Alright, who is Steven Rowin? I'm a producer and talkbox artist out of New Mexico. Originally from Carrizozo, New Mexico. Currently residing in Las Cruces. And a lot of people may know me either from my YouTube channel where I upload all my music and do the cover songs. I do my original songs, I do features, I do beats. People may have heard me off of some of the local New Mexico artists, or I worked with Mr. Sancho, Mr. Criminal, Mr. Capone, all those misters. And so they know me from the Chicano rap side. Work with a lot of artists out of Cali, Colorado, Phoenix, Arizona, Nevada, Texas, Florida, just everywhere. And a lot of people either know me as a producer for the beats I made or for talkbox. Probably more people know me from doing talkbox than anything. What makes me different from other producers or even just artists in general, I mean, for one is the talkbox. I mean, there's a very few amount of people that play talkbox, especially producers. There's a few, but I guess instruments in general, a lot of times most producers nowadays are just more similar to a DJ than actual musician playing instruments. I mean, and then, most of them just make beats by clicking them in, but don't get me wrong, I do that too. But I also play guitar, could play drums, bass, and talkbox. So I do hooks and beats. My beats they're not just one sound. Like, I grew up off West Coast, so I have a lot of West Coast influence, but I also have a lot of South influence. And I'm just versatile. I can make pop, I can make R&B, rap, I can make rock. Really any type of genre there is, I can do it. And that's basically it. That's what makes a difference, because a lot of producers just have their one sound that they stick with, and a lot of them can't play instruments. Well, I got a lot of influences. When I was a kid, I started off listening to rap and R&B when I was like 7 or 8 years old. I bought, NWA, Dr. Dre, Ice Cube, what else did I get? Bone Thugs. And then R&B, I had like Boyz II Men, Jodeci. I had a lot of music that I was really too young to be listening to back then in those days. But if it wasn't for that, I probably wouldn't be doing what I'm doing today. And as far as producers go, who I was influenced by is Dr. Dre, of course. Roger Troutman, of course, because he's the one that originated with the talkbox the way that I do. And DJ Quick also played talkbox. A lot of producers that I used to like was just that old West Coast sound. I didn't get more into East Coast until later on. I started out with West Coast. I used to like the producer from the Bone Thugs, which was DJ Unique. I used to like the producer from Master P. And I used to also, I like producers that can take a sample and just flip it like crazy, like RZA or DJ Premier or J Dilla or Alchemist. Let's see, I got a lot of influences. And then as far as artists, I said some of them already, because I do R&B with the talkbox. So Jodeci and Boyz II Men, like that type of R&B back in the day is what influenced me to do R&B the way I do it now. But I still versatile, and I make rap beats. I could do hardcore beats or any type of beats, but it's all a mixture of my influences. I like rock, Pink Floyd, Metallica, Led Zeppelin. I'll listen to some Middle Eastern music, some 1970s Italian music, some classical music, every type of music you can think of. Current state of hip hop. I mean, there is a lot of good and bad coming out right now. Unfortunately, what the mainstream is portraying is mostly not good. It's just getting, I mean, the time's always gonna change, but it's not where it was, you know, back when I first started. It's just kind of getting more dumbed down, but the good thing is the underground has a lot of dope artists that are just, the best artists are not on the radio. They're slept on. They're the mainstream tries to keep them out, but fortunately with the internet and independent labels and just people promoting themselves, the good music is coming out, but it's all underground. Now there's some stuff in the mainstream which is good, of course, but there's a lot of garbage out there. So it's not the same. It's always going to change, but I feel like it's going to come back around. It's going to start getting better starting in the next couple years. Their sounds are going to start changing, start evolving again for the next decade. The internet has affected the music industry in a lot of different ways. Some good and some bad. Now, for good, it's leveled the playing field. Now you don't necessarily need a record deal to be able to reach 1 million fans, because you got YouTube, which everyone uses YouTube. SoundCloud was where people go for, you know, looking for new music. So you're able to get more exposure than you would have, let's say, in the 90s, where you would have to actually have some kind of deal to actually get pressed up and get it heard by a lot of people. It's still hard, but it's a lot easier than it was. But the bad way that it's affected the industry is people do not want to buy CDs anymore, or, you know, CDs are actually almost extinct. They're gonna. That's not as a result of the internet, but that's just, you know, also happening. But people don't want to pay for music, because why would you pay for it if you can just get it free? And a lot of it's affecting the sales. There's still people living off music, but not like before. Nobody went platinum. Nobody goes platinum anymore. So that's the bad thing about it. Also, beats. It's affected producers. SoundClick alone, the one site, has kind of made people lose the value of beats, because before, back in the day, you just used to have to go and show somebody the beat, and you know, they like it, they'll pay, you know, whatever certain amount. But now you have a list, a catalog of just thousands and thousands of beats, and people are just they're charging $10 a beat, where before they would have been charging $1,000 a beat, and it'll be exclusive. But now it's $10 a beat, or, you know, $20 a beat, and they resell the beat at, you know, 1,000 times. So it's a lot different than it was back in the day. 10 years ago, you know, there were certain producers out there selling beats for $50,000, in which those producers are kind of lucky to get $5,000 now, and producers that are barely coming up, you know, it's a struggle to sell beats for, you know, hundreds of dollars, when they can just go on SoundClick and purchase it for either for free, because they'll just download it for free and rap over tagged beats, or they'll pay their little $20 and get the tags removed. So it's a whole different industry than it was, you know, 15 or even 10 years ago. But overall, I'm happy with it, because I'm happy with the internet involvement in music, because if it wasn't for that, I mean, who knows? Because when I look at my stats, my numbers, I got people buying my stuff on iTunes from Japan, Germany, France, Turkey, all over the United States. California is my biggest probably fan base. more than the state I live in. Texas, got fans everywhere, all because of the internet, which who knows if that would have happened without the internet. What I see in the future for Southwest hip hop is what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping that the Southwest is gonna start getting more recognition, because there's a lot of dope artists coming from the Southwest. And when I say Southwest, I'm talking about the Four Corners, obviously, Arizona, New Mexico, Utah, Colorado, but also Nevada. Also, some of Cali and Texas are included in Southwest, maybe in Oklahoma also. But there is a lot of talent there. There's just not a lot of resources other than the internet, because everything is everywhere else. Now, as far as a movement, I don't really see an actual movement happening where everyone, goes together. For one, everyone can't get along. That's one issue, and that's not just the city I'm in, but that's just every city. Because in reality, everyone is each other's competition. The only way a movement is gonna happen is by everyone you're gonna have to be a lot of independent, separate artists blowing up at the same time. And people are gonna start being like, wow, all these artists blowing up, they're not together, but they're from the same place. And Latinos have a lot of influence in the Southwest, probably more than anywhere else. Well, specifically, Mexican American here in the Southwest. So that is a major influence on this Southwest sound, and I think that's part of the reason why the industry doesn't want to let the Southwest shine. Is a lot of issues going on there, but the time is coming, and it's gonna happen soon. But there's gonna have to be a handful of artists who lead the way, and they're gonna have to come from different parts. And there's some, I see it in Albuquerque, Phoenix, Denver, Vegas, Salt Lake, El Paso, just all of that, is gonna have to rise above the adversity, and we'll see what happens. I think there's a lot of good stuff gonna be happening for the Southwest in the next few years.